prom and graduation seasons, and the Governor's Prevention Partnership wants parents to be vigilant. That's because when it comes to drinking, more and more teens see it as no big deal. Here to tell us more about how to deal with the issue is Jill Spinetti, the President and CEO of the Governor's Prevention Partnership. Welcome, Jill, to the show. It's nice to have you here.
Thank you, Teresa. It's great to be here.
That's such an important topic, especially this time of year. So what's going on? The latest youth risk behavior shows that 1/4 of Connecticut high schoolers have taken a drink in the last month. That's startling to me.
Yeah, Connecticut kids drink at higher rates than their peers nationally, so there is a big problem here in Connecticut. And the reason why I'm here today is we want to keep our kids safe during this prom and graduation season.
Now, why are they thinking this is no big deal, no repercussions?
Yeah, I think people are dropping their guard and getting more complacent. There's so many competing issues when it comes to youth, so they're just like losing the focus on underage drinking.
So we talk about after parties,
yes.
And parents have to be aware of what's going on. What are some tips for them? I mean, how to avoid this?
Yeah, well, first thing is that parents need to know that they cannot serve alcohol to youth, and that's actually a law in the state of Connecticut, and there's ordinances in all of our towns, so it's actually against the law. So we really suggest to parents, don't bring the kegs out, don't take the car keys, and really lock away the alcohol.
They could face charges.
That's exactly right. Fines and charges, yes.
Okay, and then we're saying it's important to set up a curfew.
Right. Sometimes around prom and graduation season, people drop their guard. Everybody's more relaxed, but it's still important to have expectations for young people, know what time they're supposed to be home, and set expectations around no drinking and no drug use.
Okay, and then you mentioned how important it is to have trust with your teenager, but that's tricky at times.
That's exactly right. You definitely want to trust them, and you want to have a warm relationship with them so that they trust you, but still it's good to check in with other parents, find out where they're going to be, find out what are there parties that they're going to and what's happening at those parties.
See if there's a story that's probably not matching up between all of them.
Well, that does happen, yeah.
Let's talk about the idea of getting a hotel room after the prom or after graduation.
Yeah, I really suggest no hotel rooms, even if you have really good kids, and most kids are good kids. It's a setup for disaster because you can't control the circumstances. Unsupervised time with young people is really a disaster, whether it's after school or a hotel room. Yeah, so don't get a hotel room.
All right, and then lastly, you mentioned be available.
Right, and the reason for that is that your young person might need to call you if they make a mistake, they do drink, or they're in a situation where they feel unsafe. They need to be able to call you and have access to you. You can go pick them up and don't ask any questions.
That's right. Just be able to call your mom if you have to.
This is all to keep them safe. We don't want any kids dying in car accidents, boating accidents, and it can happen so quickly.
Okay, let's talk about the upcoming event that you have.
This Thursday, we have a law enforcement conference. It's a regional conference being held in Stamford. We bring law enforcement together so they can talk about how to keep kids safe and how to prevent them from getting into trouble.
Okay, we have all the information on the screen. It's June 9th, beginning at 8:30 at the Stamford Marriott in Stamford, of course. Lastly, I just want to ask you, is there a correlation between teenagers that start drinking at a young age and then maybe alcoholism later in life?
Yes, Teresa. If they start earlier, they're more likely to get into alcoholism or serious problems with alcohol. So that's why we ask parents to help their young people to delay drinking. Until 21, ideally. If that's not ideal, at least close to 21.
All right, very good information. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks, Teresa.
All right, now coming up next, we'll tell you about a contest sure to thrill young fans of a lovable purple dinosaur. Stay tuned for this. We'll be right back.